The Burren reveals itself as a vast treasure house of culture, history and antiquity. How better to describe this extraordinary landscape and the diverse wealth and extent of its built heritage, a legacy in stone which offers a wonderful illustration of over 6,000 years of human endeavour on this remote rocky outpost at the edge of the European continent. Little remains of the ephemeral wood and earthen structures of the first Mesolithic period, and the hunter-gatherers who roamed the Burren over 6,000 years ago. Their later Neolithic or New Stone Age brethren, in contrast, left a wealth of giant stone or megalithic tombs, over 80 that we know of, an indication of the better organised and more prosperous farming economy that they developed. Of these structures, the striking Paul na Brón portal tomb, over 5,000 years old, is the most prominent, and has by now assumed an iconic status in Ireland. But the Stone Age is merely one chapter in the long saga of the Burren's evolution. The Bronze Age that followed appears to have witnessed a further growth in the farming economy. We know of this by the major reduction in woodland cover evident in pollen records. Intriguing cooking sites known as Folach do Fia, massive burial cairns such as Paulawack, and the splendid artefacts such as the Gleninsheen collar of gold date from this period. In contrast, the Iron Age that followed reveals few monuments, with the exception of a scattering of ring barrow burial sites such as the one at Tirgenane. Some archaeologists claim that this Iron Age lull may reflect a catastrophic loss in soil cover as a result of overly intensive farming in the preceding years, combined with a climatic downturn. Prosperity appears to have returned to the Burren in the early Christian period with the introduction of new farming techniques, in particular advances in dairying and cheese production. The milk cow became the unit of status and wealth and was protected from wolves and thieves by the construction of massive circular stone and earthen forts, and later by walled bawns built around medieval castles. This religious upheaval spawned a period of great ecclesiastical construction, with significant sites such as the churches of Uchtmama, the Cistercian Abbey of Corchamroe, and the Cathedral and High Crosses of Kilfenora, and the Round Tower of Kilmacdua, all being built during this period. Following this, in the medieval period, the tower house or castle gained prominence as the homes of the ruling classes, such as the O'Loughlin's and the O'Briens. Over 20 of these tower houses can be found in the Burren, mainly located along strategic trading routes, including the famous Lamina Castle built in 1490 AD, and several circular tower houses. According to early records, this was a time marked by numerous attacks by raiding parties intent on plundering the Burren's agricultural wealth. The ebb and flow of the human relationship with the Burren reached a new and calamitous low during the famine period in the mid-19th century, when thousands died. Famine roads, turf tiles, and children's graveyards or killeens are sad reminders of these bleak times when the landscape was stripped bare of its people and its cover. Things would eventually improve with the redistribution of lands and a resurgence in agriculture, aided by international trade and state supports, but the memory of this tragic period lingers to this day. The story of the Burren and its people is a fascinating one, beautifully illustrated by the many layers of different monuments which are found throughout the region. The richness of the Burren's built heritage can also be attributed to the fact that farmers were always attracted to the light, dry grazing lands of the Burren, and they also had at their disposal ample building material in the region's rich supplies of durable limestone. The welcome survival of the built heritage is also as a consequence of the benign use of the fields for grazing rather than for tillage, a more intensive land use which has obliterated much of our heritage elsewhere. The landscape of the Burren is now well known as an area that provides us with an intense focus on many aspects of our cultural heritage. Yet recent research indicates that less than half of the Burren's important sites have been mapped, suggesting that perhaps we have greatly underestimated the significance of this resource. As with the Burren's ecology, having such a richly diverse and intact heritage at such a large scale makes the Burren something truly special.